that culture is in South Africa. So yes, some people can't pay. Kuna abantu bafuna abakwazi ukukhoka, abanye bakwazi ukukhoka kancane ngiyavuka. Kufanele size abantu abanjalo. Bese kunabantu abakwazi ukukhoka. Abantu abazokhetha ukuthenga iHennessy noma iSmirnoff before bakhokhe ugesi. Laba bagcina bashaya laba abanhlwempu kakhulu. Ugovernment kungaba sisiza abantu abaningi.
It's me, your boy Big Z. I'm with my man here, Praswe, in and today we're out here in Hilton, in Howick, sorry, my bad. We're out here in Howick at the municipal building, and we came here to visit Honorable Pappas.
Just Chris.
Chris Pappas. Well, the government officials are pleased of Honorable. So now we know Mayor, I think it's right to please of Honorable.
I guess
as always. No, Baba, as CC now, siyazi umuntu omatasa isikhathi sakho sifishane. So nathi inkulumo yethu nje izobafishane yize besifuna ibe yinde. So okuningi ngesangena khona sizongena nje kulokumbalo. I think singangena kulokho nje kuyinkinga esibhekene nazo as a society because indaba yethu sifuna ukwazi ne-background yakho ukuthi uphuma kuphi. Just a clear understanding, because
we actually believe we come like from different worlds, so I think it's gonna be a great interview from someone from different. We're from Sweetwaters, it's a complete different world, and we need to meet someone who actually went to. We did some background check. You came from Hilton College, so we actually wanted to know more about that, but now because of time, we're just gonna dive into our social issues.
Sure.
No, I did say I owe you part 2, so
yes. We're gonna get to that part 2. For instance, we wanted to know more about the politics and the issues of the society. Some people wouldn't know that this is not your first political party that you are in. So one of the questions I was really eager to ask you is how was the move? What was the cause of the move from the COPE to the Democratic Alliance?
Sure. So we
can do
so like we COPE when I was a COPE student movement actually at the University of Pretoria. That is so I don't come from a political background, so he's into the political so we cooperate, some services that we want to give you as a substitute member for academic affairs, and you're going to be doing nothing program with action. I said, oh, great, cool, let's go and do stuff. And then slowly I found that okay, it's not just about the leader who gives speeches, or there's actually a structure, a mechanism, policies and vision. So I learned about it, and the more I got involved in ECOPE, the more I learned that there was something wrong. It wasn't the party for me, and there was internal problems, and I was like, you guys have got other issues. So then I started doing research. I looked at ANC, I looked at DA, I looked at all the political parties and their visions and their constitutions and whatever, and the one that stood out for me was the Democratic Alliance. And I said, this looks like an organization who wants the best for the country. I don't agree with everything, you can never agree with everything. If you do tell me that party, it would be great. But I learned about them, and I said, well, I can believe in that, I can fight for that.
Is that the time you were busy with your education with the original sound?
Yes.
University of Pretoria?
Yes, yeah. So it was at the end of that, so I was, for much of my political career at university, I was in COPE. And then towards the end of my political career, when I had to withdraw from student politics and that, because now I have writing dissertations or whatever. So I went from SRC member for academic affairs to president of the council. And then, when I started working, I started learning a bit more about it because I was missing politics, but I didn't really learned a bit about it. Then I got involved in my local DA branch, putting up posters, tables, these things, party agents, just being a normal activist for the party. And that's where I started to grow politically, having learned about now, this is what this party believes in, instead of, here's work, go do work. So it was maturing politically.
It's just that when I was reading your profile, it says you started your life at the farm. Did it has any influence on your political career?
Yeah, well, it has an impact on who I am. So Makulemakhaya and Abantu Makulemakhaya kunezinto in the O's from Desire that are not the same as people that talk to urban areas. So you know, just for example, Klonib is a very big thing in Makhaya. So like we are for Klonib. Culture is a lot stronger in Makhaya than in townships or cities or urban areas. So it is also into as a shape as you're growing older, and you know that will always come through in what you do. So yes, yeah, it does.
Okay. Well, back to the politics. Where I'm from, because they're in Sweetwaters. When you look at, because there are people who got like careers in politics, but for them it takes years to get the new out. For instance, for you. How did you manage to do it in a short space of time? Like for instance, my father was also in the Democratic Alliance, but he's passed on. And he was a member, I think it was since 2000. And he was trying to work his way up, and he only got a job like, because he was a PI councillor, he got a job like 15 or 16 years later. I just want to know, how did you move up so quick, like you did, than the other people have done?
I think firstly is that I've never seen this as a job. Okay. So for me, when I was an activist, I wasn't going to be an activist to become a councillor, to become a parliament, to become. That was never my ambition. Yeah. It was always having been involved in politics at university and seeing what, if you do politics correctly, then and when I say correctly, if you make right decisions and you work hard for people and you use the power that you've been given, then you can make change. Yes. So it was never about a job for me or a career. It was about growing into a position where I could effect change. And that's what I mean. So my first job out of university was in politics. I didn't go looking for a political job, but I was always active. So yeah, that was, I don't know, I think I've been lucky, partly. I've worked hard. I haven't asked anyone to do me favors or to, you know, like I've grown. You know, there's this picture of a step ladder. There's the step ladder that has missing things, these things called rungs in English, and it's got missing ones. And you can go quickly, you can climb it very quickly, and you can get up high. Or there's lots of little steps. So I was an activist, then a staff member, then a councillor, then a member of the legislature, then a mayor. And, you know, so I've been growing. Politically, I was a branch chairperson, I was an activist, a branch chairperson, youth, being active, I was a constituency chairperson, constituency head, so growing and not just jumping.
Just on that point, when you speak about jobs, one thing I've realized, or me and my team, is that there's this, what should I say, a narrative it's not a narrative that in a negative way, but most politicians, they're preaching to us that we must get jobs, we must work, and what I've realized, some of us, they're not gifted to go and work. My question is, why is that? Why do like politicians preach work rather than ownership and creating your own work? Why do you think that is? Because I think we would be very far if our minds from a young age has been instilled. We would say, build your own thing, try and build your own thing, and also work in a collective to build something for yourselves. And also, I think it's the solution to most of our problems. Because if I can start a company, how many people I'm going to hire? So I'm providing jobs for 5 or 3 people. So I think what you're trying to say is that politicians, they must make sure that they advise us in ownership rather than the idea of employment.
I think, I mean, the issue of unemployment in South Africa is such a politically heavy one, because there's so many people who want a better life. You get a better life by having a household income, a better one. And to get that, either you have a business, or you work for someone, or your parents are rich. I mean, that's like the 3 ways that you can get it. Or you win the lottery, but let's not go that way. But I think that the emphasis is always on just the word jobs is so politically heated. So you just say jobs, jobs, jobs. But whereas you're right, you know, we should be talking about how do you create small businesses, how do you support how do you make the art sector to be able to generate a household income? So it's not just drawing a picture or singing, but there's actually an income. So you guys are absolutely right. I think we have to think much more broadly about employment, household income, self-sustainability, not just
what I like about everything, every setup, you are young, which is very rare to find a leader who's young.
Yes.
You understand that? So I think this community in the now, because you're young, you understand the pressures of a young person, you understand the anxiety of a young person. You know, like when you want to do something and now you can't do that thing, the anxiety that you have, I understand. I'm so grateful to a leader like maybe they are not even utilizing that chance. You understand? You understand? You understand a lot because totally we understand because Baba will it's for send up any cool travel in the working man. And I understand the good thing. Minamang service or Minamang in 9 days that she doesn't end that. She doesn't because we couldn't end up about you. So on that point I was just saying, I was just pointing out we're so grateful we're having a conversation with somebody young like us. And I think in another conversation, many people who try to have a good perspective or now trying to trust politicians. Because you trust more politicians, I say.
And what I've noticed on your interviews as well, you are the visionary. I think I was watching Biz News, your interview on Biz News. Yeah, what I've noticed, you're a visionary as well. And what I've picked up when you, I think it was a couple of days ago when you ended the tender system on brush cutters. We would like you to tell us more about that. What's going to happen? Do you trust the community people that you've hired?
Sure. So you know, sometimes things get more touch up from this case to translation. So guess you can't actually close a maten. It's a system of government. Or government can deliver services in different ways. You can go to tenders, you can hire companies, there's lots of different ways that you can deliver a service. We've just decided that yes, they will have to do it. Some of them will have to do that because we are doing no grading.
Yes.
You can't. So we are doing tender. But savings that we don't need to have a huge registered company. And this is the idea was but they don't get work every day. Tina's the problem. So how can you take a problem and another problem and make a solution? So it's a yes, will some of them mess up? Yes, some of them will mess up. But that's our job. It's okay, you just bettering. Or let's call the local economic development plan.
On that point about economic development, I want to ask you about townships. Like you got Impopoma here in Impopoma. There's a lot of transactions of money in the community, in the township economy. What plans do you have for township economy? Because like what we're seeing recently now is that our township economy has been taken and it's been sent to Ethiopia. That's what we experience in every township.
So I'm answer that in two ways. So first of all, part of our own problem as locals, as South Africans, as people from SADC, however you want to look at it, is that we choose to go to shops. So you have Kokutlamini and Mohammed next to each other. Mohammed from Ethiopia, Kokutlamini from Impopome. This guy sells his chips for 50 cents cheaper than Ugo. Ugo is supporting 20 people, people that we went to school with. This guy is sending his money back to his own family. He's doing a good job. He's sending his money back to his own family. So it's your choice. Will you pay 50 cents more to buy from Ugo to support the people that you grow up with? Or or you support the other guy who is also supporting people, great, it's also a human being, but that's sending it away. So that's the first problem. As South Africans, we don't support each other. As Africans, we don't support each other. The second issue is, why do we call it the township economy? It is an economy. So there's this political, I don't know, rhetorical, this political thing, as if I would he a township economy. Not. So why do we treat it differently? Why do we treat it as an underdeveloped part of the economy? Why are saying I need a economy as the economy? So we have to see it differently. And you know, we try to do things wrong. Like we're going to build a mall, and that's township. But how can you expect tourists, or how can you expect development to go somewhere when is Damkoko, Zikumile Yokina, Imkaka, Hande, Unoli, whatever, you know, in Moses, Moshaga Yokida. And then we expect Mutus of figures of Vula Ife, Mutus of Gana to Moli.
And ESCOM load shedding.
And ESCOM load shedding. And then we're going to say to Novanes developing township, I will buy a pet, developing the figure load shedding. You wouldn't go open a business in Dublin.
No, you can't.
You wouldn't open a business in Dublin.
And there's crime as well.
And a crime. So why would you expect someone else to go open a business in Dublin? First thing that we need to do is not make townships. We need to make towns. We need to make land your still in a township. It comes from apartheid. So we still call places townships. But city is the new South Africa. So what's the difference between a suburb and a township?
I think your point, it also goes to this thing. There was an argument between excellence and black excellence. Someone said we need to start calling it black excellence. Excellence.
It's because in South Africa we love to divide people. We love to divide men and women. We love to divide black and white. We love to divide old and young, and excellence and black excellence. And just celebrate diversity and promote excellence, promote development, promote, you know.
While we're still on the topic of selection, when as umuntu as a farmer, what do you think kumele siyenze thina emakhaya ukuze sikwazi ukuthi siziphakele? Because like in kwezinye indawo uyabona, even one guy said it ukuthi even into yamahala thina sisiyithenga like iqanda, like inyama yenkukhu yabo. Yini eshoda ngayo mhlambe ukuthi siyenze without usizo la government, thina nje personally as abantu abahlala endaweni ezindeveloped?
Or we start up by introducing sustainable farming, where we have backyard gardens. What should be the approach in order?
So this might be controversial to say, but okay, we're talking about township development. We call it township because as long as there's a township.
Yes.
We're talking about township, we're not about the Okay. So why sifuna abantu abamnyama bahlale emalokishini, because that's where most black people live, emalokishini. Why sifuna ukuba develop ngendlela eya backwards? I want you to be able to have your own car and to go and buy your food from the supermarket. Why ngifuna ukuthi uphile ngengadi la ngemuva? What is the difference between umuntu ohlale there e-suburbs ongena emotweni ayothenga la wherever Pick n Pay or Spar? Why wena ngokuhlala ema-township fanele utshale? Yes, it's good to have a vegetable garden, but even like myself, abaphili ngawo. But say, okay, no, no tomatoes today, whatever, I'm with salad, yeah, it's fine. But yes, iyabasiza abanye ngekha. And fanele siqhubeke ngama-program enjalo. But i-mindset yethu development can't be good so but ngama-fake garden. That's not development. I mean, I want you to have a job that pays for you to buy food. Or you to be the owner of your store this day. So yeah, I haven't answered your question, but young development we look backwards, not forwards. Instead of saying no big business doesn't support
it's just that there's this last question that I want to ask, and then it's been bothering me. I think it was 2020 when they installed fiber in Pietermaritzburg, and then it went from Pittsburgh, and then instead of going to Sweetwaters, it went to Hilton. And I asked myself, because I've been looking online, there are online jobs, and then those jobs, they require fiber. They do not require Wi-Fi, they require fiber. So what I was asking myself, so a person from the township or emakhaya, so ngeke bakwazi bona to get into those jobs. why we not like implementing such things to everyone, even abantu basemakhaya, not just like the suburbs.
So I think there's probably two. I'm not in that business, but I'm thinking now what the business would think. There's probably two issues. One is that udinga abantu abazothenga leya service. So it's like ama-cell phone. Cell phone towers bayawafaka emalokishini, why? Because abantu bayethenga i-airtime bayayisebenzisa. Kodwa uma befaka i-fiber, uba uzokhokha u-2, 3, 400 rand a month for i-fiber. That's the first thing. So it's a market. Umuntu unebusiness ngeke ayifake nje mahhala. That's maybe where government come in to say, okay, this is fine. The second thing is that kune culture esinayo South Africa ungakhokhi. So yes, some people can't pay. Ngiyavuma. Kunabantu abahlukile abangakwazi ukukhokha, abanye bakwazi ukukhokha kancane. Ngiyavuma. Kufanele sisize abantu abanjalo. Bese kunabantu abakwazi ukukhokha. Abantu bazokhetha ukuthenga iHennessy noma iSmirnoff before bakhokhe ugesi. Laba bagcina bashaya laba abanhlwempu kakhulu. Ugovernment kungaba sisiza abantu abaningi ngezinto zamahhala, especially laba abahluphekile. Kodwa kunabantu bazokhetha ukuthenga i-G5 khona i-G5 imoto. G5 5 room full package DSTV bodle Hennessy kodwa akakhokheli ugesi ekhaya urobile. But thina as ugovernment fanele simkhokhele. Ungaba leya mali esimkhokhela yena. Sisiza ugogo ophekile ngempela. So that's the other thing, is that kune perception ukuthi hayi cha yonke imali ngale emalokishini. So wena as a businessman uzofika lapho ufaka ingalazinto zakho bese
not going to profit.
Yeah. So I mean that's the reality is ukuthi umuntu lokho ufakwa la ngoba abantu bazoyithenga bazoyikhokhela. Futhi akekho uzofika ayikhiphe uyoyidayisa. You know, so there's all these different things. That's why I say masikhuluma ngomnotho, fanele sikhulume ngomnotho, not of township. If townships are safe, if townships are clean, if there are opportunities, if there's all these things, then it's no longer a township. Ngokuyibiza i-township isibeka engqondweni ye-apartheid. Yes, we must think of it as a developing suburb, and what we need, we developing suburb.
And okay, when I start to township.
The suburb of Singapore.
No, one other thing, you slightly answered my question. Looking into the future, do you see us suburbs to see now the access the internet? Because like most days, we can't afford this. They decide to spend the money on some other things. So in future, is it possible to access the internet? Because looking into the future, it's the way we're going to be living.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the corner. I mean, most but they don't even know the power of the internet.
No, it's like it astounds me. It's amazing. In South Africa, 2022 or 2022, see Luela Pukis. Like, and Lama Kesa la Ukulima now before. Bakuna get 4 IR. Bakuna get 4 IR for case. Sikulima ufundise ingane amakhono and the education in God. I want a computer. Not even a computer in the hand. So yes, it's a disadvantage, and we must be honest about the conversation. It's mostly, not always. There are some people, but mostly it's black people getting disadvantaged.
Yes.
You're taking, and it's no can literally RTP, so into 2 week corner, no can. It development the whole world. So lento ikhalela manje ugesi lo ukhalela manje ukabe bekufaka 30 years ago. Because manje sifanele sikhalela iWi-Fi. In 20 years time sobesikhalela indawo zokuxhuma imoto zikagesi. In 10 years after that sobesikhalela okulandelayo. So thina ke la eSouth Africa i-development ihleli ko 1990. Kodwa bekufanele sikhuluma ephesheya bakhuluma ukuthi imoto ezihamba ngopetrol no diesel bazoziqeda ngo-2030 or whatever. La asina diesel. Asina petrol. I mean, those sorts of situations.
And the issue that you charge in terms of you Eskom, I was looking where I was working. Sometimes we'd spend like 2 hours since so we can't like make calls. There's no business coming. And then what's happened to the owner of the business? Obviously, we're gonna get our salaries paid. And then what about the owner of the business? Next
one day he'll wake up and say, sorry guys, I can't pay you anymore. Sorry guys, I can't open the factory anymore. I mean, that's the reality. It's not because I'm tired. It's not because he doesn't like black people or white people or he doesn't like ANC or DA. It's you can't. If you can't pay people, you can't pay people. He must. He or she must think of his family first. Business but petrol's too much. Gas, amanzi. You know the big king is South Africa.
And it's already started. We having water cards in the normal.
No, we have a great time sikhuluma nawe, but siyafisa ukuthi iqhube lenkulumo yethu ngenxa yesikhathi and nomuntu esikwaziyo ukuthi uyena umatasa sizokudedela, we'll let you escape sizokudedela nje futhi but kuningi esifuna ukwazi nje like nje okunye nje sikushiya ngaphandle okuyi-2 kade ngifisa nje sikumenshina kakhulu. It's inkinga esinayo especially in KZN, go towards KZN and crime of drugs, because it's the drugs that lead to the crime most. Because mostly it's I've lost like I think 4 friends to drugs.
Yeah,
2 have passed away, 2 are living on the streets.
That's why I said to interview earlier today. No, you're right, and it's not a drug problem. It's not a crime problem. It's a sickness in our society. One, us now Amapois, but even Amapois are leadership. So you can't catch drug dealers. Of course, you will have about citizens on drugs. They're not the criminals. Yes, if the name come, you got about Georgia or whatever, but they're not the criminals. Criminals are about the time. That's the first thing. The second thing is if you don't have if you don't have people who are active, every day to doing something, either business lab or I think you were talking about anxiety. That's what it's about. So there's those 2 things. Then we have our society is broken. Everywhere. We'll have children dump them with our grandparents. There's no food ever. They have children and then run away. So we have all these society problems. So it's not just drugs. It's bread on the table. Start off by getting rid of big debt.
And my last one, it's not like a question, but it's your opinion that I want you to comment on. Youth in politics. I'll be frank. Most of the youth, they don't like politics. Most of the youth, they don't understand politics. Luckily, I was raised by politicians, so I always used to watch news, and it ended up being a great habit for me. So I sort of understand what's going on. But which easier way is it to reach to the youth about politics? Have them educated, at least know what's going on.
I think politics in general in South Africa, in general, not specifically, doesn't speak to young people. So I mean, the fact that we're doing this podcast here, this is a young person's platform. The issues that young people are speaking about, you're saying, wow, politicians are always talking about jobs. We don't understand what young people are actually wanting us to talk about. So politics is not interesting for young people. Politics doesn't speak on the same platforms as young people. Politics doesn't speak the same language as young people. Politics also doesn't understand the culture of young people. So not everyone's going to go and do door to door. Not everyone's going to go and do the things that we've seen in movies and we've known like your dad did and what people did. Politics has evolved. There's a new political infrastructure, and political parties haven't tapped into that political infrastructure. But I'm going to have to say thank you, gents. Otherwise, I'll get shouted at where I'm going to at my next public meeting. But I told you phase 2 will come, maybe even come down to the suburb of Sweetwaters.
Oh, right.
That's what we great.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
Thanks so much.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks. Thanks so much.
There you have it, guys.
Chris Pappas from US.
Yes, I often get messages from people from the US thinking that I'm him. And I'm like, hey man, what are you doing? New Hampshire, yeah?
Sizwedlomo, bro, I have the number, was discovered there. Sizwedlomo was AKA Scatterbrain. He's a battle MC. He's a battle champ, Sizwedlomo. Yeah. Battle champ. Yeah, he's very clued up in the hip hop. Yeah, he's a battle champ. They also had a show called Rhyme Time. Like Asha you show by the proverb. And proverb got eaten up by bullets. Shit. And then show bullets jumped over the fence. And I together. You put out proverb la. Bullets, man.